Good Sunday morning, everybody. I'm not going to be doing a whole lot today. I think my body needs a little bit of recoup. Need to build that energy back up. But Rob's coming over. He's going to look at this nightmare. See if he can't get it running better for me, because I got a dumpster coming tomorrow for all of that. And I sure as heck don't want to do it by hand. So, yeah, he's going to give me a hand on that real quick. And I'm going to get a little bit of measurements. Yeah, I want to see how much drywall I need, how many 2x and all that stuff. This wall here, I'm going to peel that siding off. Not today, but I'm going to peel all that siding off and get this opening and that opening closed off. And I'm just going to sheet it. And, yeah. That up there I think will be just fine. I got to take and cut that plywood there because I don't want to take that top section off, because when they did the roof, they put those braces over top of that into the studs. So, yeah. It'll be just fine. It'll be just fine. Well, Rob should be here within the next 5 minutes or so. I'm going to get him a light set up real quick. Let's put this up about right here. Like so. Well, there we go. Well, at least now you can see what's going on down in there. All right, now I'm going to get a measurement of that office. Now, dang it. Approximately 16 foot. And then that's 8 foot. $7'5". And 6 foot.
Is that gas lines?
Water. I've got a few wrenches over here.
You got something to fit that?
What is it, a 1/2 inch?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Here you go. It sucks. I thought I had it running good. Yesterday, I was able to scrape all this up, no problem. Or the day before yesterday, come in here yesterday and it had run about a minute and shut off. Would not start. Let it set for a while and then it'd fire back up. I was thinking the filter was clogged, which it probably is. I've never changed it.
Fuel filter. Well, this line here was loose. It's on the suction side, so it could be sucking air. And I was looking at the lines to see if I seen any cracks or anything.
Think I ought to get some new line and a fuel filter.
Yeah, like I said, this here's pretty dry, and I tightened it up. Like I said, it could be sucking air.
It acts like it's running Richard Gates.
And it could be the,
Burn your eyes when it's running.
and it could be that float sticking too. That's why I took that plug out the bottom of the carburetor, see if it didn't have water in it.
Well, I put half a bottle of Seafoam in the tank. I didn't know if maybe that'd help because this thing's been sitting for 8 months.
Go ahead and fire it up.
What the heck? Carburetor's coming off?
Yeah, she's ready to. Oh, yeah.
That's the breather. Where in the heck's the other?
Right down in there, you got to get a socket to it.
I don't have any sockets here.
I'm hoping that gasket's still in there.
That carburetor was literally just hanging, wasn't it?
Yeah. That screw over there is. I don't know if I can.
Can you get to it through here?
I just tried that.
Does that help?
Yeah, I went and bought some 327 parts. Talk to the guy. Come to find out, he's good friends with a guy that I know, which I didn't know that. Pulled up to this dude's house, junk everywhere. There's an old 53 Chevy 2-door sitting out, you know, front end sticking way up. There's an ambulance out by the road for sale. There's, you know, just probably one of everything. Just, you know, random junk. He's got 2 C3 Corvettes. You know, nothing spectacular.
All right.
And I'm thinking, what the hell kind of hillbilly hell did I just pull into? There's a guy standing there, clean cut, nice clothes. I mean, like, you know, designer jeans, that kind of stuff. I thought, well, that's odd. So we get to talking anyways. Come to find out, he's a Matco tool distributor down in Springfield, wherever. He rolled up the garage. He goes, I normally don't have people come to my house. And he goes, I just don't want the, you know, people to see what I have. But he goes, but you, I done a little research on you. You're friends with Eric, so he goes, I knew you was a good guy. I'm like, okay. So he rolled up that garage door. It was a 1954 Chevy Deluxe. He bought when he was 16 years old. And this car looks amazing. He said it's had one repaint, but it looks 100% original. And it is, I'm talking, you know, the paint looks good. There's some chips, but paint looks beautiful. Car looks beautiful.
Yeah.
He says he wants to get it back on the road. But anyways, a friend of his has a 58 Yeoman, and I guess where they have it, the guy's supposed to put new floors and all kinds of stuff, and he's got like a lot of money wrapped up in parts for this thing, all new sheet metal, because the guy that was supposed to be doing the work told him, you know, I only deal with this particular brand because it's the only thing that's, you know, close to original as possible. And he's, I guess, I don't know what the deal was, but he's looking for somebody to do the sheet metal work. And from what I gather, it's been dipped or blasted, or I don't know. He was telling me about it, and I said, hey, I know a guy, but he's in the process of moving. He goes, well, we was talking about, he says that every so often they'll have a get together in one of their garages or whatever. He was talking and he was saying, yeah, he said, I'm ready to start moving forward on that 58 before something else happens. And I said, well, look him up on Facebook. I said, you know, right now he's in the process of moving. He's got his plate full. I said, but if the guy's not in a hurry, and he says, as far as I know, this guy's been on the hook for like the past 8 years or something like that for, you know, waiting. He goes, if it's another year or two, but he's wanting something to happen.
It looks like I'm going to have another skilled body man coming in. He worked at a well-known body shop for several years. He's going to take over my painting.
Oh, yeah?
So I ain't got to deal with it no more.
Who's this?
I don't want to give out a name just yet. Just because. But, yeah, actually, I'm going down to his house this afternoon. We're going to go down to Troy and grab something to eat and then run over to his house for a minute or two, and then I'm going to relax the rest of the day.
Go ahead and fire it up and see if we made a difference.
What size fuel line is that? 5/16 or 3/8?
Looks like 5/16 to me.
Okay. I'll go ahead and get the clear. Nope.
Well, it sounded better.
That's what it does.
But that's something different there. But I mean, when you fired it up before, it was popping and cracking. And just,
yeah, that's what it did before. It run great, and then I just put the plugs in it. I got another spark plug laying over there on the trailer. Somewhere. Towards the wrench set. Ready?
yeah. Yeah, because it kind of acts like it runs out of gas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say change that fuel filter, fuel line
All right.
first, and then
Where in the heck do the plug wires come from at on this? Where is the coil? I was thinking maybe it was losing spark.
it's got spark. It's not a very strong spark, but it's a spark, and I don't know how strong these here need to be, but it's.
Well, plug wires go down somewhere. Now that's cool. Yours?
Mine.
You're kidding, right?
Yeah, building there look familiar. Chrome straight axle. Drum leaf spring
When'd you get that?
yesterday.
Huh.
31.
Clean title?
Yes.
All right, we got to chop that one. Chop channel.
I was looking at it. First thing I said is, man, that thing needs chopped and channeled.
Yep. Hey, I got $11,000 big block we could set down in it.
Those frames are just, they're tiny. So
Box it in.
honestly, what I would really like to do is, if I was a little bit more experienced with it, was take that flathead and, you know, add all those
Yep.
aftermarket vintage goodies to them and just.
Get a hold of Hellman.
But this guy that I was telling you about that I bought the small block Chevy from, he told me that that 51 he had sitting in the backyard, he says he's wanting to build it into a gasser. And I said, hey, I've got an old Ford straight axle. He goes, I got 3 of them. One of them's tore apart, cleaned up, and ready to be put back together. I'm like, no kidding. He said, yeah. He said, I'm into the flatheads. He goes, I've got some old flatheads too. Really?
So you're thinking just go ahead and change the filter?
Yeah, change the fuel filter and the hose, because that right there was you know, I can move that, and this is the suction side.
Yeah.
That hose is really hard.
Right.
I would start there before, that way we're not beating ourselves up, and then change that first, see what happens, and then I would get socket and just kind of maybe give them
Cinch him down. Yeah, I noticed this snout's loose too. Looks like the bolt's supposed to be in there.
Yeah. That's just the air intake right there. So. And this is the same engine that's in your telehandler,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a rebuilt engine, it says.
Yeah, it's the exact same engine that's in the man lift. Which, man, if I had that man lift up and running, that'd be handy in here. I mean, the engine runs.
Don't drive like a snowmobile.
Yep. And I noticed when it's down like that on the slow speed, this thing runs like crap. Won't move, won't steer. Speed it up a little bit, man, this thing will pop wheelies. Go anywhere you want. All right, well, when I get out today, I'll go ahead and pick up some fuel line, fuel filter, and I don't know anything about that Seafoam. I'm thinking about grabbing a bottle of B12 and throw in it.
I'm a firm believer of Seafoam. You know, I've had carburetors that have set for a long time, and I wanted to get them running, and I've doused them with Seafoam. I've had, you know, well, matter of fact, had an engine that was carboned up to where a valve was popping through the exhaust.
See, that's what I was afraid of with this. When I realized that wasn't even down, I was afraid sitting outside and got water in there and maybe popped the valve.
First thing I thought was water in the fuel. But, you know, I've taken Seafoam, the engine, and revved the crap out of it, dumped the Seafoam down in it to where it would just kill the engine, and just let it set, and then go out a few days later and fire it up, and you know, cough and choke, and you know, for a while. But after a while, it's smoothing down.
Well, I'll change that fuel line and filter. Hopefully that'll cure it out. I'm also going to grab a couple gallons of premium gas, because that gas has been in there 8 months. Grab some premium, throw down in it, top it off.
Does this gas tank have a drain at the bottom?
I don't think so. Yeah, maybe it does.
Maybe I would just crack that and just make sure there's no water in there, because with you adding that Seafoam, maybe it dispersed that water. Now all the water's mixed in with the gas. But what I did was I dropped that bottom plug off the carburetor to see, but it's all gas in there. So, but I would do the fuel line first. That way, that is out of the way because of what I just seen. That would be a good start, and then tighten up this carburetor. Kind of go from there, because it may be in ignition, because I think these still have points. Maybe, I don't know, magneto.
Yeah. You know, I think, yeah, there's a distributor right there. Because I remember changing that. Remember when it broke down on me over at my in-laws? I have to unbolt this plate. They might be corroded.
Yeah. Get a little moisture in there, and one of the points, you know, it hasn't really run for say long enough, but sometimes, you know, if the points are burnt or whatever, you know, it'll run for a while. After they get hot, they'll quit sparking.
Yeah.
We had spark in this small of an engine. I'm not real sure how strong a spark you're supposed to have, but it had a spark. So
Well, I know I just put a whole new tune-up on it a year ago, 2 years ago, something like that. But and I don't use it all that often, but when I need it, you know.
you need it.
All right, guys. Well, it looks like the carburetor's worked loose on it. And some gunk come out of the carburetor, I guess. But he said that fuel line and filter both need changed. He said that fuel line's hard as a brick. Yeah, I need to do some maintenance, but I'll pick up a line and a new filter today and some premium gas. And hopefully it'll be fine tomorrow. I got me some measurements on that. So yeah, should be good to go. I'll get figures put together. Get some figures put together on materials I need. And I'm hoping to have this place opened up shortly. But I guess, well, dang it, dropped my pencil. I guess we're going to run to Troy and get a couple things done. Tomorrow's another day.